I didn't know that ruddy skin was an actual skin tone. I thought that white skin was a degeneracy from melanated skin. So I believe that I was lacking something.
So just stop right there. Look at this beautiful woman. This woman is absolutely beautiful, wonderful, handsome husband, beautiful children. And she had been infected, just like all of us had been infected, with MPs. And the MPs are created. In some cases, they give you their answer, but in most cases, the purpose of the MP is far more intelligent. We have people, white sympathetics, who will talk about how brilliant these anti-whites were who created this sort of stuff, but they never actually took it apart and found out how to defeat it like we did here and are doing here. So it's an ongoing process. And it is thanks to so many great minds that are doing. I'm just a piece of it. And there are so many people who are contributing. It is a giant team effort. I'm another person on the field. This woman is sharing. Do you have the courage to have the courage that this woman has here? Not just, I mean, having the courage to make a video, and she's on video as well. But do you have the courage to even say this is where you were, that you thought your white skin was inferior? You thought, and where, as I was saying, the place that MPs are most powerful is when they give you all of the information you need to arrive at only one or two or three conclusions that are all bad. That is the most powerful form of manipulation, because the victim believes that it is their own deduction that has informed their thought, when in reality it is their victimizer. It is the 200 level IQ of control, ladies and gentlemen. We have taken it apart and we have a remedy for it. Let's watch.
So sometimes when I would see other people with very fair skin like me, I would feel bad for them because I
Felt bad for the, so this was an honest opinion. Looking at white people, she was so victimized by the anti-whites that white skin was inferior, that when she saw fair-skinned white people, instead of seeing another variety of our great exquisite beauty, she felt bad for them. She felt bad. And she has the honor here and the courage here to say that these were the thoughts. I can tell you right now, there are guys who squat, rep out at 500 pounds on squat, and they don't have the courage to even admit that they feel white guilt. They walk around, I never felt any white guilt. Bravo, Sierra. This little girl, this little lady, this beautiful little woman here is far braver than they are.
felt they too were also lacking something. I actually used to get anxiety every spring about the summertime, thinking, oh my gosh, I have to get to a tanning bed or get tanned because I didn't want to have to go outside and look too white.
Now here's and listen to that. You can hear not only in the words that she is saying, but in the tone, in the way that she's saying these things, the expressions on her face, that this is egregious victimization. This is deep in her psyche. I wonder, I mean, how many people are going to really have the courage to dig deep into their wounds like this and be able to share them? It's just, even in the privacy of your own life. You don't have to tell everybody about it, but you're going to you're going to speed up your recovery if you do. And a quick comment to the tanning. Tanning, all, something that is offered to Western kind, that not every race of man has as much an opportunity to avail themselves of, is the ability to occasionally tan, to modify our beauty, so we can be beautiful without a tan, and we are, and we can get a tan and be beautiful as well. That's not what's happening here. She's feeling like she was disgusting and that she had to get a tan to remedy how objectionable her skin was. That's not what's happening. So a healthy view of a tan is we can modify, we can dye our hair different color, and modify our beauty. And several different ways. We can be beautiful in the way we are naturally. We can be beautiful when we have a tan. We can be beautiful. And so all of this are options open up to our beauty. That's not what's happening here with this woman at that point in her life.
One of the goals of tanning for me has always been to hide the fact that you can see the red tones and the blue veins under my skin. I can't count how many times I've made comments to others.
And think about this. This is something that throughout history, all the way up to anti-whitism, something throughout history that was considered certainly within our people, but I mean, you could talk about where the feet are pointed of other groups of man. This variety of shades, this color under the skin, this color that can come and go, and this depending on mood. They said of Alexander the Great that every single one of his moods was visible in his face. It would show through in the different colors. This was something that was considered truly magnificent until anti-whitism. And now, because of the victims, and this way, I want you to think right now when you're looking at this woman, don't look at her just at this age. I want you to see the little girl inside of her that was subjected to this evil. And by doing so, see the little girls and little boys, white little girls and little boys who are being subjected to this evil today. Are you going to allow that to continue? Are you not going to get in the way of that victimization?
People with fair skin, like, oh my gosh, you're so white, or you're too white. I've said this to my friends I would see people and think they were too white.
So there you have, and that's the little nervous laughter. She doesn't think it's actually funny. She regrets having done it rather. So she was hating herself, and because of the MPs, also hating other white people who had that trait. Remember at the beginning of Go Free, we talk about, I give a couple little different names. I talk about the little boy Smith. And then I say, might he learns that all Smiths are dumb. Might he turn against Smiths? And that's exactly what you saw, what you're seeing happen for this beautiful woman when she was a child or a younger adult.
And this is going to sound super lame, but it's true. I went most of my life refusing to wear shorts in the summertime unless I was tan because my legs are so white. I lived on the beach for almost 3 years, and I would avoid going down through the public park to the water because I was always embarrassed about how white I am, like being the whitest person on the beach.
Just the pain that is there being masked by these little bits of laughter and these little frowns that are made to look like a grin, and the pain in her eyes, it really breaks my heart. This is torture that she has lived with in her life. This is absolute, abject, squalid torture. And it is so infuriating. It's a family show. I'm not going to get carried away. This is torture. Folks, especially you little boys and little girls out there, you are beautiful if you are white. You are beautiful. There is nothing about you that is ugly. Hear my voice. There is nothing about you that is ugly because you are white. Irrespective of the shade of white or whatever, hair, eye color, whatever it is, the spirit of the West is in you. You are beautiful. You don't listen to a thing those anti-whites say. And we will put an end. When we recapture our destiny, there won't be a single word. The moment that anybody says, it won't even be conceivable to say something objectionable to the whitest person on the beach. The thing that'll be said is, what lovely skin you have. I hope you're protecting it so that you don't end up getting terrible wrinkles and skin cancer.
I have very rambunctious little boys, and I used to think that they were so rambunctious because they're white.
Stop right there. This is a whole nother slew of MPs And this is a white mother like millions and millions of white mothers out there who have been taught to believe, by way of anti-whitism, that there's something wrong with little white boys being rambunctious, that it's immoral, that it's broken, that it's defective. We need to be talking about these things. This is what's important. This is where the healing is going to be. This woman right here, when she agreed to allow me to share this with you, my heart sang, because she, with your help, who knows how many, will help tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of our people. This act alone, her going free and her coming, her opening up with this testimonial, it is truly a beautiful thing. So she was inflicting victimization on her white little boys, and by way of what she was thinking, and you'll see here in a minute that she wanted them out in the sun all of the time because of what anti-whitism had done to her. How badly were you victimized by your parents? How badly have you victimized other white people because of what anti-whitism did to your parents, your siblings, to you?
I remember thinking that I had to prioritize getting my son outside to play so that he could get a tan too and not look so white.
Tell me that is not one of the most painful things you have ever heard where that ended. Get the sons out in the sun all the time so that they would not look. And she says so white, but by saying so white, she means white, just white. Got to get them out in the sun so they don't look white, because she's learned that white is evil, white is wrong. My heart cries for her and her babies, and it sings with joy for going free, for the growth that she's making, for the pride. She's making wonderful posts all the time. She's a wonderful woman. Please, let's get a really big round of loving family emojis for her, her husband, her babies, doing this, being the hero that she is. God bless her. I got to keep rolling, but and I'll say more. We'll come back to that another time. God bless you, sweet sister. And if you give me a name that I can call you in the live chat, I will call you by that name. We're going to jump over quickly. That just has so much meaning. Thank you for sharing your growth and going free. Her boys, I can tell you this, with a mother like that, those are going to be true men of the West. Those little boys, those sons of the West right now, they are going to be genuine, glorious men of the West, without doubt. Imagine the little boys down the street whose mother is anti-white and not going free.